Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. I don't know. Today I want to discuss something that I discussed, I don't know, a while ago. I don't know. And that was traveling with diabetes. Now, I did a little bit more investigating, and that's why I guess this is Traveling with Diabetes Part 2. Now, you have to make sure, and I think I said this in the old video, first of all, make sure you have more than enough insulin. Because you never know when, you're going to be staying there longer, where things happen to your supplies. So just be cautious. But I know years ago it was a big thing about getting a letter from your doctor stating that you had diabetes. I don't know if Customs would ever look at it. Really, the U.S. Customs, I traveled, on work many times to the States. And you know what? Never even bothered to look at it. And so, I think a lot of it has to do with understanding yourself and understanding your condition. Now, if you're just brand new to diabetes, yes, maybe get the letter, just have it ready. Now, for people like me who have many conditions, diabetes, now I could probably talk my way out of anything. But you want to be sure of this? Now, something I completely did not bother to talk about was food in a different country can be totally not what you're expecting. And when I went to Fiji, the milk we got wasn't like up here where we have the 1% or the 2%. You got milk from the cow. Or I'm sure it was probably pasteurized, but that had an awful lot more fat than what we're used to. Now, back then I wasn't counting carbs, but I'm sure it would probably increase or decrease the amount of carbs. Be interesting to see. But, while I was in Fiji, there was so much different food. There was something taro root, and nowadays I wouldn't even know how to deal with it. Something else. If you're planning to travel to that country, or whatever country you decide to, call either the consulate, the embassy, high commission, and find out what are the rules about carrying your medication with you. Now, especially if you are needles and syringes, but nowadays, even the pump. Don't just assume, oh well, everyone's seen the pump. Don't be too sure. I went to the interior of Mexico when I worked with LensCrafters. And while there, I handed out little cheap keychains, and they thought it was the greatest thing. So, a pump would be I'm sure their eyes would be twice as big as mine. And I'm not saying that they're stupid I'm just saying that they haven't seen a lot of it. I'm hoping things have changed. Now, just don't assume that, oh well, I'm a diabetic here, they'll treat you all the same. Well, who knows? And, you need to find out what you're going to carry, and then what part of the country you're going to, and who is going to take care of your medications, where they're going to be. It's probably worthwhile looking into a cooler bag. And it's not really a cooler bag, but it's one that you can put an ice pack in, and it will keep your insulin cold. Now, gone are the days, where, you would just hope your insulin would stay good. There was a time where all insulin had to be refrigerated. Now it just seems in Canada that it's only refrigerated as long as you have not opened the bottle. But another positive thing I just kind of popped into my head. Did you see the smoke? Was when you are traveling, get a phrase book if you don't speak the language, and learn, I am a diabetic, I need insulin, or my blood sugar's high. Don't just assume that everyone's going to know this. Now, this may also be true when traveling between the States to Canada. If you come into Canada, you may find a hefty bill if you don't have your insulin. Because up here, they don't take a lot of the insurance cards. So, everything you can do to protect yourself, that's probably is the best thing to do. Don't be the nasty American, or be always someone that can help out and help themselves. Don't just assume, oh well, if I run out of insulin, I can just go to the store. Because their insulin sizing can be different. I noticed something, not too long ago, on a British website that's saying, don't don't draw insulin from a pen, like the pen refill. Use the pen, because there's something about the different set of units. So this is definitely going to be true. When I flew from Vancouver to Fiji, my parents were there building a school of natural resources. I landed somehow I put my insulin in the fridge and had my name on it and everything. And it was taken off the plane when they changed over the refrigeration unit. I asked one of the flight attendants, "Hey, is this going to be okay?" Yes. So, refrigeration, they didn't have those sorts of things. Or I didn't think about it back then. And I landed in Nadi, Fiji, with no diabetic supplies whatsoever. I had my needles, that's right. I needed to put needles in the checked luggage. But when we went to buy the ticket back, I had to stay longer. So we went to a doctor who gave us these huge needles. And for a while there, I had to inject with those. I'm surprised I made it out alive. I didn't know if I was injecting the right amount of insulin, and so just be aware. Do all your research beforehand. If you know someone there, get a name of a doctor, preferably a doctor that can speak English. Make sure you carry enough insulin, but if there's a problem, be able to communicate with people, say, "I'm a diabetic, I need help." If you're able to speak the language, great. If you're not, you're going to be in trouble. So, be prepared. Know someone who knows the language, or take a phrase book. Have a note from your doctor, even though I never really had to use it, but nowadays things change. And have a list of any vaccines you've had, because it's just crossing borders, landing in different areas. If something breaks out, public health in that country is going to want to know. Anyway, I just thought of these things that, I should have added that to my travel. My pump's upset with me. What's the blood sugar? I'd like to be able to put it on the screen for you. But the blood sugar is 5.6. I keep showing you. I don't know if you're able to see it. But my blood sugar is 5.6. For those of you who are watching from the States, maybe one day, times it by 18. And for those who are watching or feed from the U.S. about diabetes and such, divide it by 18 to get your blood sugar. Anyway, have a safe trip. Talk to you later. Bye now.